It's so nice to be independent and not need a man to pay. Us girls need to look after ourselves.
We now return to
Hello, friends. Trace amounts of science. Promise swearsies. It's just a fact. Go ahead, look it up. Thanks so much. We're back in the Queenie and Sourface today. There's 5 or 6 previous videos. I don't know why I dropped it. I went on vacation. All these things came out of my brain. And now we got to go back and do some spring cleaning. So that's what I'm going to be working on. I hope that you will enjoy. Thanks so much for being here. And let's get on into this thing. Tales of Community College, The One Who Has It Bad, Part 8. Hello, ReddX and fellow ReddX fans. Hi, Dizzy Genetic Fluid. I'm back with another tale about our favorite, in quotes, sweet home Alabama cousins who became apparent that they had some lovers' quarrel, but neither of them realized that another of their relatives was trying to screw them both over. So first things first, I want to say sorry for not writing sooner. November is a busy time for me. Bro, dude, preach. Timely disclaimer, yeah. Since I have time and was reminded how Goodfella was really just vindictive and a petty little bish. Oh, I thought you were setting him up to be like, co-pilot or whatever. Maybe not. That's why I gave him the Neckbeard voice. Anyway, once again, we're starting off where we left off. Also, sorry for my bad grammar, due to me being bilingual. You know, English is evil when Colonel has an R sound in it. Yeah, you should put 2 Y's in it, and then it can be Coyonel. Let's look at this season's lineup. Dizzy, 19 years old, still pushed around, but will cut the BS if pushed too far. Just realize I'm trans, but quote-unquote can't transition yet. Queenie, the good, the bad, and the 20-year-old stalker lady who's down bad for art lad. One half of our classic Alabama couple. There's also Bonbon, the lady going for the gold medal for the fastest development of beatus ever at the age of 21. I hate to tell you this, OP, but there's people that have made beatus for themselves at 8 years old. There's some people that are born with it too, I think. But totally, yeah, I see where you're coming from. She is here to, yas, queen, her friend's ego. Goodfella, the 18-year-old who had to deal with the Alabama couple. At the time, he's my new friend, when my old high school friend left me to clean up his mess. Homie is our petty ringleader. At least for now. Bestbro, the big brother I wish I had, 19 years old, and he only appears briefly with some news, but more on that later. Now let's start off this kickoff! It's worded awkwardly. How could we improve it? Kick the tires and light the fires! That's what I say, boy. Where we last left off is Goodfella and I meeting up to make up some BS traits to give to Queenie right after I quote-unquote came out to Goodfella. I've written this in my journal, wondering why did I tell Goodfella about my gender identity, but I guess I figured he's part of the LGBTQ community and he's come out to his family. I thought he was the best person to come out to first. A lot of my friends at the time were straight, however, I guess I'm getting ahead of myself. So we're at the library writing down traits, OP. I'm thinking we should write down Art Lad loves when girls are soft-spoken, and let him ramble about art. Goodfella, I see what you're trying to do, but I feel like she'll try to challenge that. OP, my question is how much she'll change herself just to be with Art Lad. I mean, I feel horrible saying it, and I couldn't live with myself for basically erasing her personality. I mean, was there much personality to begin with? Change it up. Better, faster, stronger. Not bigger, for God's sake, please. Goodfella. OP, Queenie is stalking Art Lad like they're dating. She called you a homewrecker, for frick's sake. OP, true, but my question still stands. Goodfella. I haven't seen Queenie act this way, so I'm pretty sure she'll try some of these traits. Plus, her taking down the beauty standards, big girls are better bullshit is something she's definitely trying out. OP says, what do you mean trying out? She's not a teenager. I don't know, sometimes we try on different hats, it's fine. OP asks, as an aside here, do people really still pretend or have a phase even when they're adults? Now I know the answer is, maybe. I mean, It's a fucking deep question you asked me right now. I can't get into it here. Maybe one day we do a video essay about, getting in where you fit in or some shit like that. But I'd say the root question you need to ask yourself to get to the bottom of that is if you're secure in yourself or not. Secure people don't really have phases. Like, take Chris Trucker, for example. Very insecure person. He tried on about 1 million different hats, you know what I mean? But he was still the same gross person underneath. So he didn't realize that's the whole problem. At least not until the end. Spoilers. But I mean, if you haven't watched Chris Trucker at this point, come on.
Hauling ass and burning gas from Beantown down to Bright Lights, then stepping pedal to the left coast for SakuraCon.
Good fella. Dude, right before starting college, Queenie was one of those gamer girls who played video games and not for male attention. When she was the girl she was mocking. OP says, I mean, did she actually play video games? Good fella. Hell no! The only reason she could even talk about the video games was because Sourface had played said video games. What's he holding cue cards off camera? That's so funny. Or wait, no, she wasn't a streamer gamer girl. She's just a gamer girl. That's easier to pretend, I guess. Because, yeah, chat will pick you apart. They'll find the truth. Anyway. OP says, having one pick-me phase as a teenager doesn't mean she'll change her ideals. I bet it was a long time ago. And Goodfella says, no, it was like 2 years ago. Her high school freshman phase was she pretended to be this honor student even though she was basically getting good enough marks. And don't get me started with her emo phase when that didn't work out. Of course the emo kids would take her in, and then...
Because tonight will be the night that I will fall for you.
I just raised an eyebrow. You can guess just by this conversation that not only did they go to high school together, probably since forever ago, but he also might have just witnessed some very cringy things. Everybody does. Keyword is might, of course, because the way he speaks kind of feels like he's talking shit just because. OP says, I know this is gonna sound sorta dickish, but was she always a, big girl? Good fella. Honey, look at me, Sourface, and Queenie now. We always been big. That's what happens when you come from a family of fat people. I always wanted to go to a Thanksgiving with a whole bunch of real big people. You know what I mean? What do you think Thanksgiving is like at John Goodman's house?
Please, Daddy.
I told you, when I'm finished, you can have what's left.
There won't be any left.
Oh, that's not what I thought it was going to be like at all. OP. I'm not saying it just because big people can't get love. I'm just saying if she's willing to do anything for a guy she likes. I was wondering if she had actually dated the guy before, and also hoping to get this whole health at every size BS explained. Goodfella says, oh, no shit, she'll do it for a guy. What else is the reason to be a pick-me? OP, is this health at every size crap a phase for a guy? Because, yeah, I doubt this is for Art Lad. Goodfella, come to think of it, I don't know. OP, you don't know. You were so sure about Queenie's intentions and now you don't know? Good fella. I doubt she's doing it just 'cause. Maybe she's just trying to convince herself or find a way to convince a guy to like her. OP, well, number one, why can't she be herself? And number two, when did this relationship start with Sourface? OP, you really think she's good with just being herself? No improvements at all? Some dude's gonna be like, hey, why not? I don't know, I guess stranger things have happened. Good fella just rubs his face and takes a deep breath before looking back at me and says, well, to tell you the truth, their whole weird relationship started around like around middle school. OP? Huh. And they were that secretive about it? I highly doubt it. This whole thing about your family funding you, yeah, that's not really believable either. Good fella. Look, my uncle has money, but not fuck you, buddy. I want some fuck you, buddy, for real. He works a job that pays really well, and And since he doesn't have kids of his own, and married someone with a kid, and only has my brother and I, well, he said he wanted to help out. OP, I'm still not sure about that. Also, you didn't answer the part about if they were able to keep it a secret or not, good fella. No, that's why they got caught. Gross.
That girl was hot.
She's my cousin.
She is?
Yes, we're all cousins.
I don't know what I would do. Catch like your niece and nephew banging, you know? Just shoot them there on the spot. Like, look, you're up to no good. You're not gonna come back from this experience. This is for the good of everybody involved. And then shotgun. I don't really remember the rest of what we said since this did take place years ago, but I'm pretty sure we just talked back and forth about the traits that Art Lad loved in a woman, and me questioning about if Sourface and Goodfella's uncle funding was real, or if it was an excuse or lie to make Goodfella seem like less of a bad person. But I guess we would just drop it for now. I wouldn't even question it personally. I'd be like, oh, that's what you do, cool. I'm on my own shit. In my journal, I wrote down I was becoming a bad person because I was playing with a girl's emotions and putting myself in a bad place in order to mess with Sourface's hopes as well. Looking back with 2020 vision, in hindsight, I could have just notified the campus about Sourface's actions and hoped for the best, even though the campus really wouldn't have done anything. But they, however, might have just given him a warning, or maybe that could have been the worst thing they would do. I really don't know. Next, we start writing Art Lad's traits to give to Sourface, but Goodfella's phone starts ringing and he has to excuse himself, so he left and I was there alone while he did his thing, but when he came back, he looked like he had seen a ghost. OP, dude, what happened? You okay? Goodfella, no, it's Sourface. He wants me to meet up with him. OP, what for? Goodfella, he wants to see Queenie. Since she told everybody that she was staying with me when she wasn't, now he wants to come to my place and talk to her for God knows what. OP, and you didn't tell him the truth? Goodfella, he talked me over, so no, I couldn't. Yeah, nice backbone there. I've got this big elaborate plan and nothing could possibly go wrong except for me having no balls. He then goes on to explain how Sourface was really bugging him to make Queenie talk to Sourface, but she hadn't been answering Sourface or any of the other family members' calls or texts. I, however, was getting responses from her due to the fact that I was helping her get her man, but I had an idea and told Goodfella to tell Sourface that she was busy and that she's just going to call him back when she's free. That way, it gives us a little bit of time. Yeah, why couldn't Goodfella think of this? Goodfella just looks at me like he's gonna say no, but asks, why? And I just said, trust me. If he's gonna come at me with this information in the dark last minute, then I should too. So OP says, look, Goodfella, I can write Art Lad's traits on my own since I know him. You need to handle your brother, and that way he doesn't think that something is up. I don't know how that'll look since you know Sourface better than I do. Goodfella sighs and says, you're right. I'll tell him to meet me later so I can explain to him. But that means that you have to meet up with Queenie alone. OP says, yeah, I think I'm fine when it comes to Queenie. Right now, she's most important for me to plant the seeds of hope. Plus, I need a contact who's a mutual friend between Art Lad and I. Goodfella. Alright, fine. I believe it now. This better work. Many Machiavellian schemes going on here, yes. Goodfella's like Machiavelli if he had an extra chromosome. He heads out, and soon after, I do too. I kind of remember texting Queenie, saying that I have her list of things that Art Lad likes, and asking her where we should meet up. Y'all, if I told you that Queenie was so happy about getting her man, it would be an understatement. She was sending me text after text saying,
"Oh, Art Lad, I'm so glad you're helping me. I can't wait to have an official date with him instead of from afar."
I didn't ask what that meant, nor did I want to know. She's invested in some good binoculars, or a telescope, or a drone, I guess, in the modern day. Whatever. However, I said, OP. Alright, no problem, Queenie. I'm still not ready to go back to the club. Has anyone asked for me? Or asked why I'm not there? Queenie.
Yes, Art Lad himself. For some reason, when Art Lad told us the reason you didn't come to the last meeting, Sourface was asking Art Lad if you were sick or something. Like he cared. It's not like he likes you. I know he's just doing it to create drama.
OP. Yeah, I figured. So, see you later, Queenie.
Of course, bestie!
Followed by a shit ton of emojis. Yeah, great. Annoying. At the same time, OP was also texting Bestbro. Even though I don't want to talk to Art Lad, I was worried about him. Bestbro did say that he was fine. Art Lad was giving him some space, and it seems like he wanted to talk to me, but I couldn't. Bestbro was wondering why I wasn't talking to him, why I was so worried and whatnot. But he did say that him and Art Lad also aren't on the best of terms right now. Bestbro feels like he can't trust Art Lad after what he had done to me. I felt a mix of emotions, and I was wondering if me going with Goodfellas' idea was actually the right move. I mean, it's not, but it makes things more interesting. I knew that Queenie and Sourface weren't being nice to me. Well, okay, one likes me just because I'm close to her crush, and the other's just creepy and using me to get under the first person's skin, but still, I couldn't stoop to their level just yet. But here I was, doing exactly that. That thought left my mind, however, when Queenie texted. Queenie.
Hey, my last class got canceled, so I'm free now. Want to meet up?
OP. Yeah, sure. Today was a free day for me. I'll meet you over there. So I headed to the parking lot where Sourface found me back in part 4. It wasn't a big campus, and to my shock, Queenie was there, waiting with Bonbon. I wasn't expecting Bonbon to be there, but tried to play it cool. OP. Hi, Bonbon. I didn't know you and Queenie were hanging out. Bonbon.
When I heard you were helping Queenie with Art Lad, I wanted to see for myself if you were telling the truth.
Queenie.
No, Bonbon. OP's trying to repay me for her actions. Plus, it's her fault that she's a homewrecker because of Art Lad.
Yeah, okay. Now she is trying to get under my skin, but I bit my tongue and let myself be beshmade once more. I don't know, that's just picking your battles. OP. Look, Bonbon, there's nothing going on with me and Art Lad, but I was a bad friend to Queenie. I know how she feels about him, and I wasn't helping her. Bonbon.
Whatever. What matters is you're helping her. Now get in my car. We're all heading back to my place.
What? Kidnapping? OP says, huh? Your place? We're not talking here, Queenie.
No, are you kidding me? I don't want Art Lad or someone else finding out what we're doing. I feel safer if we talk at Bonbon's place.
No, this is a throwback to Stealthbeard, dude. Don't go to the Legbeard nest, please. I just nodded. I followed them to Bonbon's car. Now, let me nerd out a little bit about Bonbon's car. Since my father was a mechanic and studied that back when he was my age, and has worked on many different types of cars and trucks and SUVs, and in the last 10 years before retirement, he worked on big rigs, well, you sort of just learn to love cars. Bonbon's car was a 2007 Audi A4 Avant wagon and was sandy tan. I don't remember the color's name. I still remember that car because it was spacious and they were big girls too. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean. I just thought I might be in for a long and cramped ride, and I don't like to be physically close to people. Yeah, then you saw the van and you're like, hell yeah, now we're riding in style. 4 miles to the gallon. However, when I entered the back seat, it was covered in fast food wrappers. Oh, fuck. A lot of Starbucks cups, boxes upon boxes of those chocolates that you get from candy stores. Like, are they heart-shaped? She takes them into work and pretends somebody gave them to her. You know the type. OP says it's like the ones where you buy by the pound, and those boxes were not small. It's terrifying. It sounds like C's candy. God, that's one thing I really miss from the States. C's candies, like the lollipops especially. So chocolatey and delicious. Okay, I gotta stop now. OP says I sat in the only seat that wasn't covered. I guess that's where Miss Maldall or Queenie sat when they were hanging out. I haven't met anyone with that amount of trash in their car back then nor since. My buddy Scott had an old Volkswagen that we filled with trash at one point. Over time, I guess. But yeah, we just did because it was punk as shit. It's definitely not because we're lazy and don't want to clean it out, you know? Which really is not even that hard a job. Grab a trash bag, like what the fuck? Anyway, as I buckled my seatbelt, OP asks, OP, so Bon, you live near campus? Bon.
Yeah, I've moved here since. Better to be close, and I had the money.
Queenie.
Why are you planning to move?
OP, I live near this city. I just take the train to and from school. Queenie.
You mean the train station? That's like 45 minutes from campus walking?
OP, yeah, it's not really a big deal. I'm used to walking to and from places. Plus the area I live in, there's a lot of stores nearby, so I don't know, I just walk. Queenie.
Ugh! Walking everywhere is so stupid! You need to learn how to drive! Or do you walk because you want the guys looking at you?
Well, that shit came out of left field.
If you know how I feel, why would you say that? Like, you put me in such an uncomfortable situation.
You're really showing your whole ass with that statement. OP says internally, what the hell's wrong with walking? Driving everywhere is such an American thing, and maybe I just want to smell the fresh air. I don't know, people in the Philippines take trikes like very short distances. I guess that's fine if, you don't know where you're going or something. But yeah, walk good. You want to slim down? Go walking. Anyway, OP says I'm not even that good looking. I'm not saying that in a low self-esteem kind of way. I'm saying it in a I just rolled out of bed and I'm too lazy to put any effort into what pants I should wear type of way. Totally relate to that. But I answered, OP, no, it's not like that. I just like to walk because, I don't know, I like to be in deep thought. And walking helps me to think more clearly. Bon.
Now I see why you and Art Lad are friends. Both of you do like hikes.
Yeah, I do like walking, but not hikes. I hate being away for more than a couple of hours because I like my video games. Being an introvert does not mean that I never touch grass. And I told her as much. OP, no, I don't like hikes. Even though I like to walk, that doesn't mean I want to be near all the bugs and rocks and shit. Bon.
Right. So, it's hiking one of the things that Art Lad wants a girl to like?
OP, trying to smirk and play it cool. Oh yeah, totally. That's why me and him are just friends. I have more, since I gathered up what I know about Art Lad into a nice, convenient little list, Queenie.
Oh, Art Lad! I hope our first day will be one to remember. I want to tell it to our future kids.
Terrifying. Bon.
And you will, girl. Art Lad is your man. No ifs, ands, or buts.
OP says my shit-eating grin was quite easy to hide because it was basically wiped away when I had the thought about how one person could actually be that delusional. She was so sure that she was getting Art Lad's heart. I was both shocked and pleased because implementing Goodfellas' plan for Queenie was really easy. Trying to be neutral, I added, OP. I mean, I hope so. Art Lad's record when it comes to girls isn't that great, Queenie.
Like I said, he just needs a good woman to help him get his shit together.
Bon.
And Queenie is that woman.
OP, I just hope that me helping you doesn't mess things up. I mean, for the club. Bon.
You better pray it doesn't, otherwise it's on sight.
Oh, I'm so scared of a girl who spends half of her college loan on sugary drinks. I don't know if she did get a loan, but really that doesn't matter. Nor do I care. I find it funny that Bon really did want to lay hands on me for a friend that truly couldn't give two shits about her. But a little more on that later. OP, don't worry. I'll try my best. Trying not to show my anger. Bon.
Okay, we're here. Welcome to my home.
It's gonna be disgusting, isn't it? I know it's gonna be disgusting. This was years ago, but I still remember that Bon Bon lived in this really nice apartment complex. I'm talking luxury apartments. I was curious on how the hell Bon Bon could afford to live in that apartment while being a student in California. I wrote down the entrance to the apartment was gated and the design looked Santa Fe style. Lots of artisan tiles. Yeah, hell yeah, good notes. You're sort of painting the picture for me of the apartment that my dealer Ryan used to live in. But there are at least a few types to pick up. He had some very luxury goods. OP asks, wow, you really live here? How much is the rent, Bon Bon?
I don't know. It's my aunt's apartment. She's let me have it. Well, she and her family are moving.
Queenie.
It's so nice to be independent and not need a man to pay. Us girls need to look after ourselves.
We now return to
Oh, that is rich. She's just so good and hateable. I can't believe it. We get out of the car and head into Bon Bon's place. It was on the second floor, and we took the elevator. All the while, Bon Bon was telling me,
wipe your feet on the mat, because I don't want dirt in my home,
before opening her home to me. I feel like me wiping my shoes was really a moot point, because the apartment was filled with even more fast food wrappers and Starbucks cups. Well, she's definitely picked her poison. Do you own any stock in Starbucks? We headed toward the kitchen, and Bon Bon just moved the trash that was on the table on top of the kitchen counter. I don't know why this was imprinted into my memory, but the only clean thing that I saw was the stove. It seems that was not in heavy use. Oh, that's too bad. We should use it to pile fast food wrappers on top of. Nothing bad will go wrong. As we sat down, Bon Bon offered to make me a cup of coffee. Bon Bon.
Oh yeah, I'll make you guys some coffee, and then we can get started.
OP. Thanks for offering, but there's no need for me. Queenie.
Come on, Dizzy, try Bon Bon's coffee. She makes it really good.
I think you mean Starbucks makes it really good. But yeah, I'm never one to turn down a fucking cup of coffee. I'll tell you that much. Bon Bon.
I'll go make it now.
She goes off to her coffee maker that honestly had seen better days. Bon Bon then pulls out sugar, coffee creamer, syrups, just a lot of things. Yeah, you gotta put a lot of things in it. Just creamer for me, thanks. I don't need too many things. I enjoy the way coffee tastes. Queenie.
So, do you really have a list of things that Art Lad likes?
OP. Oh, yeah. Of course, I got it right here. I then get into my bag and pull out the list and tell myself to not fuck this up. I know it's a long list, but I've known him since like high school, and I'm just trying to cover all the bases. Bon Bon.
Wow. Does he really like all these things?
She says while holding out a tray with our coffee. Queenie.
Oh, come on, Bon Bon. That's why we're here. We need to talk it out and set up a date with him, too.
Panic mode activated. OP. Whoa, Queenie. I don't think you want to scare him off by being too ready. Women should make their man wait. I'm just hoping to play off of her gals before pals thinking. Bon Bon sits down.
Okay. Here's your coffee.
It's gonna be diabetes in a cup, isn't it? Now, one thing about me is that I do sometimes enjoy my coffee with cream and sugar, but I prefer it straight black most of the time. I'll do black if I have to, but I like some cream. Break it up a little. Come on. The coffee that she gave me was barely brown, and as soon as I took my first sip, it was hella sweet. Like, you want some coffee with that cream and sugar type of sweet. I thought about people not liking the taste of black coffee and just pouring sugar upon sugar, because really, that's all you want, is the sugar. Bon Bon's coffee was so sweet, it hurt my teeth. I was trying not to make a face because I was raised to respect the host or hostess's home, and you know, STFU. OP trying not to cough. Thank you, Bon Bon. Your coffee is Nice. Queenie.
Okay, now show me the list.
And I handed it over. I don't remember most of the bullcrap I wrote, but I somewhat remember her reaction since I noted it in my journal. Queenie.
What do you mean he likes soft-spoken girls?
OP. Well, that's what he likes. He might not have a type, but I do notice he tends to date girls who seem more meek. Bonbon.
Does the girl really have to let him rant about art?
OP. Well, duh. He's been making art since forever. You've seen his art. Bonbon.
This list is bull. A self-respecting woman would never change herself for a man. Right, Queenie? Queenie?
She looks at her. Queenie remains quiet while reading the list. She's absorbing. I think half of the traits were just me and Goodfella effing around, but I did put some things that Artlad actually did like in a girl, or at least the less common traits I notice in every girl he's ever dated. OP. Queenie. You good? Queenie.
Oh yeah, I'm fine. But I don't think I'm changing myself for a man. I have these traits already.
OP. Oh, then that's good to hear. Bonbon.
Huh? You do? I haven't seen you do like half the stuff on that list.
Queenie.
Shut up, Bonbon! What I do in my free time is nobody's business. When have you gone on a date with a man as handsome as Artlad? Never, I think.
Bonbon sinks a little in her seat. Damn.
You're right, Queenie. I never been on a date with a good-looking guy. It's always you who dates those guys, and the last time you dated the guy that I was interested in.
My god, I hope she doesn't mean Sourface. Then again, if she's anything like Queenie, that guy might have been skinny as hell. This is a tragic tale, honestly. Queenie out here being Mr. Steal Your Man, and Bonbon just sits there and take it. You might feel bad for her a little bit until, the foreshadowing about her laying hands on OP. Queenie says,
Well, he was a dick anyway. And I'm always the women that men want. You shouldn't be sad. I'm sure there's a man desperate enough to date girls like you and OP.
Fuck you, Queenie. This statement has stayed with me for a long time. Not only did I come to realize that I was trans, but the one thing that trans people fear is how they look being what makes people not want to date them. Again, it wasn't a self-esteem issue. I was taken aback by that because it sounds like Queenie is one of those girls who goes out of her way to date her friend's crush. I was starting to feel bad for Bonbon, but like I said in part 2, I love chisme. And my inner Mexican auntie kicked in, and I just wanted to get info to use against Queenie. OP, oh, pray tell. Tell me, have you ever gotten lucky before meeting Artlad? I truly wanted to vomit asking this question. Yeah, thanks for that. Let's get good and uncomfortable, Queenie.
Yes and no. There's not many guys that are man enough to be with a woman with curves. Bonbon's my friend, and a good friend to tell you the truth, even if somebody else said that you're being mean.
I did not want to know what she meant by tell the truth, but what caught my ears is the yes and no. If this mean fat girl is getting lucky, then yeah, I can use that info for Sourface. I mean, yeah, I know I'm a dick, but I was getting a rush by doing this. I know I wasn't any better than the people that I was messing with, however. That's fine. We get down a roll in the mud sometimes. I mean, not me personally, but I hope you guys enjoy it. OP asks, well, what do you mean by yes and no? Also, our campus isn't really that big, Queenie.
Yes, it's not that big, but I was seeing someone else before starting last semester.
Yeah, you don't know him. He goes to school in Canada. Bonbon.
You never told me you were dating someone.
Queenie.
I don't have to tell you everything.
Bonbon sinks even lower.
I'm so sorry, Queenie. You always say that friends tell friends everything, and...
Queenie.
Yeah, that's because you guys hide everything, and...
OP, hey, calm down. There's no need to shout. Come on, sis. Spill the tea. Share with us. Come on, Queenie. I'm sure Bonbon didn't mean anything bad by it, right? Again, I know I'm being a dick. Bon Bon.
Yeah, I just wanted to know what my friends were doing and have a little kiki about it.
What's a kiki? Queenie.
Well, it's complicated.
OP. Oh, how so? Trying to look concerned. Queenie.
He doesn't like the idea of me being smart, and he told me to drop out.
Bon Bon.
That's horrible. Tell me you dropped his ass.
Queenie.
Of course I did. I don't need a man like him. I don't want to hear him going on and on about the college fund.
OP. College fund. You mean like a loan? I was starting to wonder if what Goodfellow was saying was true. Yeah, see, this is the part where my ears actually would have pricked up. There was so much foreshadowing of this issue, like, way longer before it happened. Whatever. Queenie.
I wouldn't be caught dead with student debt. Now, my stepdad's paying for me, and he's helping other family members, too.
OP. Oh, I didn't know. Must be nice to have someone to help you out. Is he helping out your step-siblings? Playing dumb, as I don't have info, but I was doubtful that what Goodfellow was saying was actually true. Queenie.
I don't have any step-siblings. My stepdad never had kids. I'm his only kid, but yeah, whatever.
Bon Bon.
Then who's the family members your dad's helping out?
OP. Yeah. What happens in this apartment stays in this apartment. Lies. All lies. Queenie.
It's not really important. Anyway, I dumped him because he started to get clingy and, well,
OP. What? Was he, pushy? Bon Bon.
Like?
OP. Like the cops call pushy. Queenie.
Oh, nothing like that. It's more like Mom and Dad wouldn't like him anymore.
Bon Bon.
Anymore? They met him?
Queenie.
Yeah!
Mumbling.
Something like that.
It's quite clear that Queenie and Sourface wanted to couple up, but Art Lad came into the picture. OP. Hey, I've been meaning to ask you something, Queenie.
What is it?
OP. I don't understand you and Sourface's relationship. You said that you two aren't friends, so what gives? I wanted more info and maybe prying to see if any cracks would open up. Bon Bon.
Well, Queenie, I've been wondering myself. You seem to hang out with him a lot, but you two don't even like each other.
Queenie.
Reasons! At first I thought he was a cool guy, but I guess not.
OP. Yeah, that doesn't really, Queenie.
I said reasons, okay?
OP raising both hands in defense. Okay. I get it. I guess Queenie wants to hide that fact from everybody. Yeah, it's probably well advised, honestly. But I'm wondering who else knows about it, outside of Art Lad, Goodfella, and Cherry. I know Sourface told Art Lad, but did Art Lad tell Cherry? And if so, how many more? And did they also say that they were cousins? I had more questions than answers. Bon Bon.
Does Sourface have a thing for you? It seems that way, since it's clear you like Art Lad, and, well, he might not be taking it well. Not that he hides his feelings towards you.
Queenie.
Huh? Really? You notice?
OP. Sourface's body language speaks volumes, Queenie. Pretty sure the club took note, too. If Panic had a sound, well, Queenie would have been making it. She really had been trying to hide the fact that they were cousins. Cousins who have partaken in the devil's tango. Yeah, not just once. Habitually. Since forever. Ain't no fixing that shit.
We're disgusting! We're a disgrace to our family!
At this moment, I was feeling off. Like a mixture of unease, grossness, and even guilt. Guilt because I was messing with someone's life, or at least the romantic portion of it. I, however, did not stop. Instead, I said, OP, who cares if he does like you? He's creepy, and you and Art Lad look way better together. Bon Bon.
She's right, Queenie. Sourface lost his chance with you anyway.
Queenie, looking relieved.
Yeah, you're right. And when a man like Art Lad, not Sourface, I'm way too good for Sourface anyway.
Honestly, you're sort of on an equal level, but we tell ourselves what we gotta to get through the day. Bon Bon.
No duh, Queenie. Art Lad's a lucky guy.
OP, so what do you think about all these traits, Queenie?
I said I'd do it. Now leave. I got shit to do.
Okay, fucking wow. Rude. Her shit to do ain't cleaning, I can tell you that. But I guess I deserved it, you know, because of the plan that I'm carrying out. OP, wait, you live here too? Bonbon?
She's rooming with me till she finds a place, so yeah, leave. I'm not giving you a ride.
Bitch, I'm stranded. Then again, OP said she likes walking. Okay, fine. I guess we walk, assholes. OP says, don't worry. Google Maps is there for a reason. Just text me if you have questions, Queenie. Queenie?
Yeah, I will now, bye!
She was shooing me out. I didn't want to fight, so I just left. It was fine by me because I did not want to stay in that glorified city dump any longer than I did. Turns out that Bonbon lives near the train station that I take every day, so I started heading there and texted Goodfella. OP, hey Goodfella, still busy with your bro? Goodfella, no, not anymore. Sourface left the place like 30 minutes ago. What about you? OP, I gave Queenie the list and it seems like she's into it, I think. Goodfella, give it time. Are you still there? OP, no, just left. She's staying with a friend who lives near the train that I take. Goodfella, cool. Wanna meet up? I have new info on Sourface. Evil angry smiling emoji. OP, I think I have some new info too, but I'm not sure where we should meet up. Goodfella, I was thinking like near where you live. Who else knows where you live? Dude, what? No. Don't pry for this information. OP, only my other friend Bestbro, since he's the only one with a car in our friend group right now. Goodfella, alright, good. I promise it'll be quick. Plus, I like hanging out with you. You seem fun. OP, thanks. But the only place that I can think of is the little walking trail near the place that I'm staying, if you don't mind. Goodfella, I don't mind. Send me the location. OP says, okay, sure. And I was waiting for my train and texting Goodfella, and that's when I got a text from Bestbro. Bestbro, hey Dizzy, got a minute to talk on the phone? OP, hey Bestbro, I got time, but what is it you need to talk about? Is texting alright? Bestbro, no, it's important. I can't find the words to type it out. I need to talk out loud. OP, okay, but is it gonna be quick, or do you need like a lot of time to talk? Bestbro, why? Does your family not like it? Is your time limited? OP, I'm on my way to meet up with someone. Bestbro, well, the hermit finally coming out of the shell. This is a first. OP, it's just a friend, dude. I can cancel if you really need me. Bestbro, sure, it's just a friend. Alright, please call me after, okay? OP says, are you sure? Bestbro, no, but I'm glad you're meeting new people. It actually eases me a bit, so don't worry. I'll be here when you're done. OP, that's my line, dude. Little does Bestbro know. Goodfella is new, but I definitely wouldn't call him people. So I sent the location to Goodfella and asked him if we could make this a quick one, like he said, and he said he'll be there soon. All I could think of was why Bestbro was wanting a phone call. He never calls unless it's something big. I feared what he needed to talk about. In the meantime, I headed to the little walking trail near my place. Really, it's just a paved trail for bicyclists, joggers, people who walk their dogs. It's only like 5 miles long. So I waited and sent Goodfella a text. OP, I'm headed towards the trail. I'll see you soon. Goodfella, I'm on my way too. So I waited at the entrance to the trail for Goodfella to show up, but I couldn't stop thinking about Bestbro and the phone call. I'm an introvert at heart, and I'm also socially awkward, so even phone calls are scary for me. Oh, come on. Uncomfortable? Yes. Scary? I don't think so. We're undermining the meaning of the word. My days, however, stops when I hear Goodfella calling my name. Goodfella, hey OP, sorry to spring this now with short notice. OP says, nah, you're good. What's the new info? There's some benches up this trail so we can sit and talk. Goodfella, we'll walk and talk as we go. So we started walking, And the trail wasn't crowded when we got there, since it was almost evening on a weekday. Good fella.
Sourface really laid it on me. It was more like him making me give info on where Queenie's at and trying to make me make her talk to him. And he realized it was going nowhere, so he just left without another word.
OP says that's the new info. Good fella.
No, dumbass, I'm leading up to that part. Did you know that Queenie and Sourface, linked up?
OP? What do you mean linked up? When I was talking to her, she said she dumped the guy that she was seeing last semester when he became clingy, which are her words, not mine. Cue Goodfella's shit-eating grin.
Well, she indirectly said that she banged Sourface and dumped him for Art Lad. You know, the hot one.
OP literally gagging. Oh, God. I'm not shocked, but why are you smiling like that? How are you not spraying the pavement with vom? Good fella.
Because they might still have feelings for each other, and that'll make the plan easier.
OP? Well, at least you weren't lying about the college fund. Queenie said she dumped him because she didn't want to hear about it. Also, there was something about her being smart and him wanting her to drop out. Good fella bursts out laughing.
Her being smart.
OP? What's so funny about what I said? Good fella.
She's in community college because she couldn't get a scholarship to a four-year college due to her grades. I'm in community college because it's cheaper. My family's not paying my way, only paying for books.
OP? Yeah, I get that, but why be mean about it? Maybe she's going to our campus for the same reason. You know, I was going there just because I needed a 2-year degree, right? Good fella.
Look, she's acting like she's studying some kind of science degree, but she's studying something really easy.
OP? Like what? Do you even know? Dude, your hatred for your brother and your cousin is really getting to be something else. Good fella.
Try living with someone who's hell-bent on screwing you over, and the other using you as a scapegoat.
OP? Okay, whatever. I then asked how knowing about their relationship does us any good with the plan that we already made. I was starting to think that this was getting pretty fucking stupid, and I was just digging myself deeper into the mess. I just wanted some peace, but thinking about that didn't ease my thoughts on Bestbro and the phone call that he was waiting for. But I pushed that to the back of my mind and focused on Goodfella for now. Goodfella.
I know it's nothing new, but just something for us to have over him.
OP. Dude. Just because the breakup was a month ago doesn't mean the drama needs to be as big as this. Good fella.
Like I said, both Sourface and Queenie love to drag other people into their mess. Sometimes I wonder if they do it so they can say it's not their fault.
OP. Dude, I've known them for a few weeks and it's clear that they don't take accountability. Yeah, that seems like a family trait to me, honestly. Good fella.
My point is that we could actually help Sourface be more like Art Lad, like, for real this time.
Yeah, count me out. Sounds weird. At this point, I feel like we were talking in circles. The plan was basically already set in stone. There was no point of him coming over to my area. Yeah, that's why I pricked my ears up, you know? This is just confirmation. He wants to know the area in which you live. It ain't good. In hindsight, he was toying with me, but I don't know, that's a different tale. Not part of this one. With a long sigh, I said, "Look, good fella, I'm sorry I made you come all this way, but I don't think this new info changes the plan." Good fella.
I guess you're right. Maybe I wanted an excuse to hang out with you.
Oh no, don't make this weird. OP says thanks, but I got classwork to do. I think we should ease up on this plan. I don't like to see my grades slipping. Good fella.
Fair. I'll head out home soon anyway, but not before checking out your area. I saw some cool shops near here.
Oh, God, I hate it. OP says, yeah, okay, cool. I guess I'll see you at campus tomorrow, good fella.
Well, duh. See ya.
And we both parted ways. I waited until I was in my room to call Bestbro. I remember he picked up quickly, but don't really remember anything word for word. The conversation kind of went like OP saying, "Hey, Bestbro, sorry for not calling sooner. What's the important thing you need to talk about, Bestbro?" "Hey, Dizzy, it's about Art Lad." I was not ready to talk about him, but my friend's hurting, and it could be Art Lad's doing. OP, what about him? Bestbro, "Look, I know he gave you some peace, but I need someone to talk to, and my girlfriend really doesn't need this on her plate. You're the only one at the moment." OP, just let it out then. I'm here for you. Bestbro, "Dizzy, Art Lad really feels like shit. He knows he royally fucked up, and he's not himself right now. Since he's telling me the truth, I can't believe that he was the one that hurt someone." OP says, "Look, Bestbro, you need to stop cleaning up after Art Lad every time he messes with girls." Bestbro, "The worst part is, he feels like he needs to go back to the fatty club. I know every time he goes to that place, he comes out more and more beaten up." OP, how so? Bestbro, "Not only does the girl who run the club can't take no for an answer, but it seems one of the guys in that fatty club is giving him a hard time, almost as if he has a thing for that girl. I don't know his deal. Art Lad won't say anything, because he's trying to learn how to not reveal shit." Honestly, that's good practice. Good for OPSEC. I'm about it. When Bestbro said that Art Lad is learning to keep his mouth shut, well, I wanted to yell. Now that everybody's pissed off at him and created this mess in the first place, now he's making a change. Maybe it's because he revealed my past to the last person I wanted and used it against me, and maybe also told other people stuff that no one wants to be out there. So yeah, I felt that it was too little, too late. But I was trying to keep calm, keyword being trying, and I spoke. OP, so you're telling me, after everything that happened, that now he's working on it? Bestbro, OP, I know you're mad. I'm mad too. But the reason I wanted to call you is because we had an argument. OP, you're not his brother, or his dad, or his anything. Why have an argument? Bestbro, anger starting to boil. "Because I told him to stop fucking around and fix this like a man. No more lies, no more cover-ups and bullshit. He needs to learn how to be alone." Shit, man, don't we all?
You wanted this, right? You wanted the real deal? That's what this is. Wake up, you're in the middle of it.
OP, did he really get mad from you telling him the obvious? Bestbro, he even told me that not everybody's okay with being alone like you, so what gives? Bestbro, I think it has to do with that first girl he dated, or maybe how his home life made him the way he is. I don't know. OP, to tell you the truth, he never talked about his home life to me, but that doesn't change anything about how he treated people up until, I guess, just now. Bestbro, wait, he never told you? But he's so honest about it. Sometimes he won't shut up about it. He talks about it a lot. Really. OP, I guess it just never came up. Unlike him, I know that sometimes it's best not to ask for more. All I know is he's not very close to his family. Yeah. OP's not a prior. I tell my wife about a conversation I had. She has 10 follow-up conversations. I'm like, I don't know. Go ask him if you want. I didn't ask him any of that shit. I got the bare minimum of information. I'm like, okay, I'm out. Bestbro says, I've known him since we were kids. Our families know each other well. You want to meet up at that old coffee joint where we first hung out, and I'll tell you everything. OP, Bestbro, you can't just be giving out someone's life story just because, Bestbro, I don't care anymore. If he's willing to do that to you, then fuck him. So, are you in or out? I let out a heavy sigh and agreed to meet up and set a time. I noted in my journal, I was so worried for Bestbro and Art Lad. I always envied their closeness and wish I had a best friend like that, but now everything's falling apart and I feel like shit because I'm probably making things worse by following Goodfella. I was starting to become someone that I hated, all because of something petty, something only high schoolers would do. The one thing that I feared could be coming true, and that is that I will lose some friends over this. Right now, all I could think of was, is it all worth it? Yeah, probably not, but you're the one that decided to get mixed up in it, so I can't feel all that bad. You're playing the game too. I sense that the end of this is going to lead to a massive crash out, so fingers crossed. We'll get to it at some point in the future. I appreciate you watching though, ladies and gentlemen. Sign up on the Patreon, the YouTube memberships, the fourth wall for the merch. I appreciate you Always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely deserve it. And I shall see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye.
何バカ何バカ何バカ何バカ何バカ